you're just joining us, hi, I'm that caster on your left, Neon, and joining me on the cast today on their channel, K-Man, for the final cast of the day. We have OG versus OB, Optimus Bigas versus Orangutan Gaming. One of these teams we've casted the very previous game here, and the other we saw on the Blobs production stream, winning out and keeping their tournament hopes alive there. K-Man, I know you were the stats man. I know what do you got for us going into this final game of the day?
Well, yeah, I mean, as you mentioned, we did cast that Optimus Biggest game, and it was an absolute takeover from Luna on that Neon. But I mean, on the other side of things, Orangutan, I've been looking at the team comps been playing in every single map. There's just not a single meta comp being run. Like they just run these comfort picks. They're playing a lot of double senti. Some of them locking in. We saw a Rainer in the last game as well. I mean, how often do you see Rainers played in tournaments just in general? And they take away the win. So I mean, you can't criticize them whatsoever. We are going to get into our map bans though to get this match started, and we are going to be heading to Ascent as our map in the best of one. And like I said, Orangutan, they play these off-meta comps. Last time they played this map, they brought out a Chamber Vice. They played a double Sentinel on Ascent, which, I mean, it's going to be interesting to have to see how that one does play out in the rest of these games. It was, I believe, their first game of the tournament where they did actually walk away with the win. So, I mean, it's had some tried and tested success on this map. Let's see if they can bring it out again to start things off in this lower bracket match.
Yeah, meanwhile, on the opposite side of the match, Optimus Vegas also having a game under their belt. Their second game of the tournament actually is going to be their one loss. And on this map, what brought them in to the lower bracket in the first place, losing 13-4, and now they're going to be starting off on the defensive side. So we'll see, as we can already see the Cypher Hover as well going to be their sentinel of choice. But as far as this game goes, we've seen Ascent earlier today on this stream as well, and we'll see how these teams want to use these off meta picks. We already see Eddie Bird already locking in that Reyna as well. But meanwhile, as far as the rest of the comp goes, relatively standard for the most part, for the other than maybe the Vice for Agonist there.
Yeah, the Vice has been a very, very interesting agent that has been selected. It's been tried a lot. There's a lot of teams, even at the VCT level, that play that Vice and try to stop the flood. Oftentimes, you know, we're seeing that shift as we saw in a previous match of the Phoenix being picked a lot. So the Vice can actually stop the flood of that runner back coming in. It's kind of an interesting concept that teams do utilize. But yeah, it looks like we're seeing a different comp to what they played in their previous match anyway. So they're just picking whatever they feel like. And yeah, I'm excited to see what game plan they come out with, because we're not going to get that standard Valorant. You know, my analytical brain might go a bit crazy trying to figure things out. But I got to say, I love seeing new ideas come to Valorant as well, because it is a game that does have a lot of range of abilities and agents. That's what makes this game so unique. So seeing an off-meta pick coming in, I mean, I've got no complaints about it. I'm excited to see what it is that they're going to come out with here. But yeah, the Reyna pick is a little bit concerning. Like, you got to go big or go home, especially on a map like Ascent, right? I mean, obviously you play like your flash agent, try to set up your jet and try to get in, whereas this time on the Reyna, you're there actively taking the gun vice as well. So it's going to be very, very important both duelists do get themselves off to a good start. But you know, the other thing that I'm a bit interested in, we didn't actually see it in our last match that we casted on Ascent, is will we see an operator come out? Like, that's going to be the other question. Both teams do have the jet here online. Luna, I mean, we saw them play the Neon getting in, sliding around with the rifles, but now playing this jet, I'm interested to see if that scope weapon will come out.
Let's see interesting clash of styles here. We talked about Optimus. I'm a big activist who takes comfort over meta. So we do not consider as far as duelist goes, because like you said, it doesn't really make space. It's more like that secondary duelist with those real eyes. That is finds contact. We have a sentinel push up cheese here behind Jen. Information huge, especially if they hit something out. Going to be made here by Jasper. We've seen them be the top fragger of the game. There's going to be Kimchi swinging out. Now they're stuck between a rock and a hard place, but there's going to be the rest of the team pushing out of Cat. Master Young getting the kill with the shock dart, and damage is done. Market is open, and so is B. And Luna there trying to find one more person in the rotate. Shots will not land. And looks like the attackers getting full control of B site now.
Yeah, they will be ending up getting in towards the site here. Plant comes through in this 3v3, and we're going to see the defenders grouping up towards Market. A little bit of a one-dimensional retake to come out, but they're going to get a bit of information off of that blade to come through. Two players are suppressed. Luna opens things up on this retake. Agnes gets the trade, but Luna's still there. The Sheriff shots are going to land, and now it's all down to Salter. Can they find anything here? Paranoia to come through is going to land, but you do have the Sova down on the site, decides to come back, and now it's all down to this 1v1. Clozo is going to tap that spike. The time is too low, though, and Salter with a 1v2 clutch on the pistol gets Orangutan off to a bang here. What a start to come through, as Optimus Bigas just gets spread a little bit too thin, and they get overwhelmed.
Yeah, if we saw the setup there, Optimus Bigas continuing off their momentum from the last game. Didn't win the round, but they aren't afraid to take that space. We saw that Cypher completely basically leave their setup on B site and just push up through mid. Instant aggression there for the defense, gave the confidence for the rest of the team to just find their way, find some more picks towards that cat area from looking over towards mid. But now with the offense having a little better guns, Ascent definitely a map that you can pick up a thrifty. You can see Eddie Bird already giving so much respect to some of these guns, but Luna disrespectful with the Sheriff already.
Yeah, big first blood to come through, and we're going to see a lot of that. We'll talk about the comp later and how that's going to affect the rest of the game as we're getting in towards this A side on the anti-eco. It is going to be the one Guardian recovered, but the defense, they do have a lot of utility to work with here. You're going to see Yopub with that flash in hand for the KO as well as the Molly. They're going to be able to at least open up some space for the rest of the team on this retake. Heaven is occupied though, however, and Jaspy is looking to potentially fight into this here with the weaker weaponry coming out. Pressure towards Tree is building. You're going to see that retake come through. And now it's going to be Yopub. Nice underhand flash to come out. The 1v1 will be a trade in the end. The KO ends up falling. Players are flooding out though onto the site. In the 2v2, it's Master Young taking down Nacho, and that should end the round. The time is ticked, but can there be any more exits? It's going to be the question here. Defense should find at least a spike explosion here for the 4th kill, and yep, there it is. So a lot of damage done here for Optimus. A good start for their eco. Orangutan going to be happy to escape with the 2nd round.
Oh my goodness, Orangutan again finding the space, already making their presence known with that A side. They went through mid towards B. This time around, just going up through A, finding the space as well. So for that one is going into that next round with the gun differential now for the defense should have the stronger guns, of course. Not going to be a full armor on anyone. So there's still a good amount of damage can be done with these Sheriffs. It's going to be interesting now to this Cypher setup. I believe this will be the first time they'll be encountering it, and how their calls will be made here is going to be crucial as this round develops.
Well, they got the early information here with the cage being popped anyway, so they're going to be aware of these tripwires now. You will see a little bit more of a careful entry should they continue to go this way. We are seeing now the attackers trying to get themselves in with a look here on this bonus round. They're coming in with a very weak buy as they lost all those members, so it is just Sheriffs across the board. Alan Agnes, who was able to save up that Bulldog. It's going to be a very, very difficult task here, trying to find this flash. A little bit lower there, Kim. I don't know. Probably can't hear us, so, you know, can't really give that one to him. But, yeah, not able to find the flash. They will end up having to deal with the players towards the side. From the shadows, immediately cancelled towards the back of the B site. And the time is ticking lower and lower. There's a little bit of mid pressure coming through. The tripwire was broken towards Market. The defense had to give that up. But Orangutan, I mean, they're still stuck at the door here, and Neon, they haven't broke this tripwire. The spike, it's sort of thought about going back towards mid, but as soon as Luna takes down Salter, they know they have to hit this B site.
And there it is. That's going to be the catalyst for them to go. 20 seconds left on the clock. There's going to be the trade, but the defense spammed through the cyber cage. Master Young finding 2 with the Sheriff, and meanwhile on the other side, it's going to be Eddie Bird again, finding an upgrade to a Bulldog. But how much time do they have left? They have to fight through this Odin. 26 left in the chamber, but they will find it. Last defender left alive, but then they will fall as Young finds the 3K and the 3rd round for them on the attacking side as well.
That is huge to come through from the Sova, finding massive value with the Sheriff in hand. Back-to-back headshots come through, and they save the round. The time was so low, I thought they had burnt it too far, but no, they do manage to find the final pick in the round and get themselves that bonus. I mean, that is huge news here. Orangutan fans have got to be happy with the start of this attack. I do have to say, though, I was mentioning the composition, the Vice here, as the solo Sentinel, you only have that one tripwire, so I like the fact that Optimus have been wanting to take advantage of that. You can see them again, another take towards tiles. They know that the utility is not there, and they've got all the information of this A hit, which has come in, and Kim unfortunately can't capitalize off the tripwire.
Oh, no way! Through the wall?
Headshot anyway.
Through the wall, trapwire or not, they will find a mark onto Jaspy, and they give up the sight, but a person advantage for them. But will that be the difference maker for the gun advantage for the offense there as they trying to go for these different angles? Having control has been lost, and now they're going to push out. Meanwhile, it's going to be Eddie Bird spamming through. They're going to find those players climbing up through the window, through the windows, to the walls as Agonist drops it on them. Now it's going to be the rest of them. Eddie is going to find it, and it's going to be an ace for them in the fourth. Oh my God.
What a start there, Eddie Bird. Electrifying play there on the Reyna, getting those head taps to come through. And we did mention at the start of this game, right? You lock Reyna, you need to frag. And that is exactly what happens there. 4-0. Orangutan Gaming, they have made some big inroads here. A little bit of that unique composition, and there we go. We see the Reyna pick get its value. Very nice shots to come through from Eddie there. Empress online now for the fourth round. And Optimus, I mean, it's a far cry of what we saw from them on Lotus, isn't it? We saw them have the momentum, be the ones who are setting the tone. Now they have to be the ones who are responding to the pressure, and we're seeing it really weigh on them.
Yeah, and they have to change up their game plan. They found some early kills as well for the defense on some of these rounds, unable to convert just like that. Luna right on cue. I believe that was through the smoke as well. No, there's a crack in the smoke. They will find the second one on the Jasper. So this little bit of a misplay. Even the re-smoke there will finally do its job, but it's a little too late as Nacho finds another one on the other side of the map. Now two players left alive for Orangutan. This could be the first clean round and first round win for Optimus here.
Last player standing.
Yeah, Luna.
The 3K and the 4 as well, and an ace answered back for the Luna. What?
I don't think that was an ace. I think it was a 4K coming through there for the Jet. Yeah, not too sure about the HUD there. It's given us a bit of false hope, but anyway,
I was like,
we'll give Luna the ace anyway. Well done.
Yeah, I was like, the Roman numerals, IV is 4, not just
Yeah.
V.
They've just given it to him anyway. Fair enough, you know. Let's just hand out some free aces. But yeah, really nicely done. And again, I love the fact that Optimus, the first mistake Orangutan make, they punish there. Neon. I love the fact that smoke there, that dark cover towards mid, like you said, was misplaced. It had the crack in it, and they immediately took advantage. So really good here, keeping Orangutan honest and getting themselves on the board, as we are going to see the pings coming out here over towards the A side. However, it is the Hunter Suri to come through, and that is huge damage, as it is going to be the pick over towards GoPub. Luna as well, quite low, trapped in towards Generator, and Orangutan might be back into their winning ways.
And they're going to find one. There's going to be a trade. Jet for Jet right there. Now it's going to be a 4v3 in favor of the attackers here. Blaze Storm was invested for Jespy, so it's going to find any more value off of it. Defenders trying to find the rotate as well. Kim, meanwhile, trying to bust through the door. Finally gets it, trying to make some space for themselves as the rest of the team tries to enter through heaven. Clozo has the Odin in hand too, so if they want to spam through some of these angles, they have the option to do so. And there's going to be the swing up. Wow, the timing for them is going to be great, but so there is going to be a trade at the very end of it. Jasper finds one more. They're going to be playing from hell, so that's going to be information on one, but Jasper will not let their life be taken. And they find the 3K to end it, and Orangutan take it right back.
I gotta say, Young at the moment are currently top fragging in the lobby, and you know, obviously did have that really nice 3K on the bonus round, but every single time they get a pick, it's with impact, and that's what you want for the Sova, as we do have Optimus taking their time out here, Neon. I must say, big shout out to Young at the moment, playing so well on this Sova, because they're winning those crucial fights, right? They're not getting, you know, the entries and stuff. They're letting the double duelist take care of that. Eddie and Jasper have been phenomenal on those entries. but the way that they're able to trade out and position themselves at the moment on this server, I think has been so impressive. The positioning of these players in their post plants as well have been up to par, because I mean, you're seeing it here on the timeline, right? The only round that was won was off the back of a mistake they made where they didn't get that spike planted. Every time they've taken a site, they've converted, and I think a lot of that has to be credited to the way that Young is playing off the duels.
And not even just off that, and we saw how that round started off. The Hunter's Fury, all 3 shots were landed. It found a kill on the first one, and the third even landing it on the second defender there. Like, how much more value can you ask for from a silver player going into this round already? Like you said, duelists doing their job, everyone else following up in space. You know, Eddie didn't get really much value with the op, but they're continuing to bring it to this round as well. So at this point, it's like, what is the answer for Optimus here? You can't rely on these mistakes to be getting round wins.
100%. I'm curious whether or not the defense know about this operator as well. They are going to be fighting in towards mid here, so we got a bit of a DRX strategy of old as Luna with the updraft, and the Bladestorm is going to find it. Hunter's Fury as well, and the timeout was clearly calling for this type of trap play over towards Tiles, and they've found value. 3 immediate picks. The attackers are in a lot of trouble in the corner, alone afraid, and it's going to be a flawless round for Optimus. What a response off the back of the timeout.
Oh my goodness, this is what I wanted to see from Optimus from the get-go. They're fighting fire with aggression. Instead of letting the defense up for the offense to come to them, they're bringing their own offense on the defender side. And now they even managed to pick up the op for themselves. So now it's going to be in the hands of Luna on that jet. They popped off with the Bladestorm that round. Will they pop off with the operator this round? That will now be the crux of this comp. Giving up that operator might be detrimental for the rest of this first half if they can't stop Luna.
First look at Luna on an operator here, actually. Curious to see how they go with it. No doubt they are sharp, and there it is. Very first shot landing. Jasper goes down, and now that is a question that needs to be answered for these attackers. So it is going to be that first blood to come through. They do still have the double duelist comp, so Eddie is going to be here to try and challenge this line as Luna. Do you push back out? They do. Ooh. They tried it off the back of the flash, but the anti-flash coming through from the attackers is going to find success. Agnes trades things out in the end, and now Yo Pub, that's a little bit of pressure to come on to you, my friend. Tagged up. They know where this KO is. But I'm curious about this lurk here through B as well. And yeah, Kimchi's just walk out there. A little bit careless, not clearing the corner. Assaulter will find them, making it again a 3v4. And Optimus, I mean, they're not going to have the numbers, but at least they have the spike contained.
Yeah, they do. And so now we look up through mid as well. There's going to be a bit of a lurk presence as well. There's going to be Clozo finding the kill onto that Omen as they try to find the space. And they're shoulder peeking through mid. Oh, Eddie did see that shoulder, so there is confirmation to make their way carefully up to that area, down to a 3v3 after that pick. Clozo, Odin in hand. Want to find this kill. Eddie, will they have Peeker's advantage? Oh, and they will to find it. And meanwhile, it's going to be a swing from Agonist coming out from Cat as well. So the shoulder is going to be spotted from Yo Pub, but it will not be enough as Young gets it. And there is going to be a nice shot from up on high. And now Orangutan, op in hand, did not matter for Optimus.
I thought they were going to burn the time too low there, to be honest with you. I was a little bit worried when they headed back towards the A site, but the flank up from heaven from Eddie Bird, very, very crucial there to find the value. 6 rounds on the board now, and Orangutan, they hit back. So coming off of that timeout, we saw how clean it was from Optimus, but Orangutan have the response. Really, really nicely done there. Playing the map timings, but yeah, I gotta say, Kim Cheese, you can't just be running out there on that flank. You gotta be expecting the lurks, especially playing against the Vice comp. You know that they're not gonna have every area of the map tripped. You got to expect someone to be, you know, physically there watching it. They were found out in that previous round. I'm sure, like we've seen in the past though with Optimus, they're going to learn from their mistakes and be better for it.
Yeah, especially with that re-aggression by Luna there with the op. The idea was there for the singular flash drive over the top in A main, and unable to convert a second kill with the op that time around. But now in the mid, Nacho already, they're going to be the second person to be able to find some contact. They hear the jumps and the run, so they see if there's going to be a double swing out from there. Fragment going to be thrown out as well. Young taken down at 25 HP. And once again, Luna, this time, Ob in hand once again. That is going to be spike dropped.
Indeed. I mean, that fragment done a lot of damage though, however, and that is going to make things very awkward as Luna lands another. It's going to be the null command coming out as well here from Yopub, who does find a nice pick, but it's Luna and Nacho to clean up in the end as well. A third round on the board for Optimus, and that's their second flawless. So once they find these first bloods and get the numbers advantage, they tend to keep things relatively clean. It's just, you know, finding those openers that they have had a little bit of struggle with doing in the start of these rounds. But I gotta say, very impressed with their protocols once they have the numbers.
Oh, absolutely. This time, Luna unpunished for the repeak. Jasper going to be the recipient of that op bullet as well. But let's see how they want to put it. They're going to throw this op to this B side now if they want to find some aggression. And now they switched up the defender side, the Cypher here now on A, op on B.
I'm curious here. This tripwire should be found by the drone. Yeah, it will be. So it will be dealt with here in the end. As there it is, shock dart is going to get deployed here. It's gone a little bit deep, but no, they found the tripwire anyway. So the Cypher is going to be under a bit of pressure here, a bit hard pressed to hold this site. Probably just going to play the safe game here. Has a tripwire over towards the button there on the door, but it was a little bit too deep. The door does end up getting shut. Young will survive, and it will be a 5v5 in the post plan.
Yeah, from the shadows going to be used to find some information as well. And they know, not sure how much value that information is going to be, knowing that all 5 players are still up. Door already broken as Kimchi's, and Clozo already find the spam through the smoke. There is going to be the neural theft as well. Luna getting a kill with the operator. Clozo on the other side, backside of the door. They're going to continue to push up. They know where both these players are, so they're going to push up. So aggressive, and there will be the flood onto the site. And it's just going to be a clean retake for Optimus Bigas.
I mean, this is so good to see. This is, I want to say, personally, for today, this has been the cleanest game from both sides. I think both sides having some protocols, having some ideas coming in behind them, and really able to test each other's game plans and how deep their strat books are. And I love the awareness of Optimus there. There was a lot of pressure over towards that Cypher, and you know, a lot of the time as a Cypher player, when you see a player getting taken on that trip and you don't find the pick, you do tend to overheat and you want to try and capitalize on that utility. But instead, it was patience from Kim Cheese, knowing the retake had to come in and knowing that your opponents were on that weaker buy didn't give them the chance to get any sort of rifle in their hands. And I think that's a big factor to them retaking there, just overwhelming with a better weaponry. So a huge props towards the way that Optimus have played that round out as they find success there in round number 10. We are going to see the drone, same start to this round, just finding that tripwire, probably going to deal with it with the shock dart. And it looks like we are going to see another A site post plant.
See, now the fragment's going to be thrown off. Nice little lineup there for the defense to stall out for some more time. So Cypher Util already has been burned, as you saw, but here's going to be the steel garden for the offense of Orangutan. So they're going to stop any early engagements, any early contact for the defense here. So they will get the plants off. Interesting plant position. So right by the opening of Hell, of course, it's going to be a clear sight line towards that A main door. Here comes Yopub as well. Has 2 flash drives available. Probably will be the first point of utility to be used. But look how close. Dart already going to be shot. Fire is going to be taken out, and that's going to be a spray trade upon trade. And there is the defense as they flood onto the site from Heaven and from Cat. But the defense is going to be there. They're going to try and swing out. Bullet will land by the Omen.
Ooh.
They're going to hold the stick. No, they're going to go take it to half. And they're going to spam through the smoke. Well, they will not find it, but Nacho will take down their Omen. The counterpart is going down to a 1v1, but the tap of the bomb will be more than enough space that Jasper needs to end it. Oh my goodness. Bloody across the board.
That was a very awkward post plant there, but it ends up getting one out in the end by Orangutan, who do find their 7th in the half. Very nicely done. I gotta say, that post plant got so ugly because of where that spike was planted. You mentioned it, just in a really strange position. The dark cover that came into the middle of the site ended up helping the attackers. It was actually placed there, I believe, by Nacho, just assuming that it was that standard default plant. And yeah, it did end up messing them up a little bit, gave the attackers a bit more cover in towards Hell, and they absolutely took advantage of that timing. We are going to see, though, the recon bolt not dealt with in time, allowing for the Hunter series to get that ping off. It will be the tripwires broken. The Cypher slips in towards the site, will stay alive.
Yeah, now final half of the first, or final round of the first half, I should say. And there's going to be the dash forward. They've already taken out the trap wires, as you mentioned. So spam through the smoke. It's all up to Kim Cheese to hold and anchor this site. Paranoia is going to hit, but no one is going to find it until right there. Side's he's going to find it. Now everyone has to go for this retake position. What ultimates are going to be available? Empress, I believe, is going to be popped by Eddie Bird if it hasn't already. Nothing for the defense, so it's now going to be guns on guns. Eddie finding the first kill there. Nacho trading back accordingly onto Agonist. And an Op, not the best piece of weaponry for a retake as Jasper punishes Luna. And they're going to swing off. Young finds one, and they know where the last person is. Young cleaning it up onto them, and they will win a 8-4 first half.
Yeah, very nicely done there again. Post play, it's just excellent. They get the spike down, and I mean, you can see this in the timeline as well, Neon. I mean, there's one retake in those 12 rounds there. So as soon as that spike's planted, Orangutan had their protocols down, they had their positionings, and we see it there again. A couple high lows, player over towards B main, still able to swing out late, playing off the rest of the team. You had Eddie Bird playing with that Empress, as you mentioned there. If they can win a fight, they can dismiss out. So they were able to play wherever they wanted to. And I mean, they just set up so many crossfires that it was impossible for Optimus to break back into the site despite keeping their numbers up. So really, really clean. Good half to come through. 8-4 Orangutan. You got to give them the advantage as they head into the second round. They're going to be on their defense now, and this pistol round becomes so much more important.
Of course, and to mention for those later on, if they want a VOD review, regardless of a win or a loss, Kim Cheese left alone on the Sentinel. A lot of trust in them. But meanwhile, Eddie picking up the first blood of the second half. Luna trading back to get a second blood for them. Jasper dashing forward, finding their jet counterpart. Shock Dart will find some damage. 6 HP. Will they find the final bullet? Yes. Clozo killing that one off. And now down to a 3v3. Lots of space to be had, but these players will just run through B main. I believe that Shock Dart will find some value as well. We shall see on their health bars. Yeah, Kim Cheese taken down to just a sliver of HP, blinking red health bars. Plant will get to that default position. But now, what will be the trigger for these players to find the contact? So they already know one player's there, pushing up through highway. Agonist up there is going to be fine. Kim Cheese with a sliver, doesn't matter. A bullet is all they need to the head of Agonist. Young finds one to the trade back, and they're going to be a trade of kills. Now, multiple of these players not on full HP. They're going to look towards that knife, unable to take it as Eddie finds one there, and now it's just up to Clozo. Finds one. Will they find the next? No. Young, with a ghost in hand, will get the defuse off and wins the first half of the first round of the second half.
Bit of a tongue twister there, but yes, it is Orangutan to find their 9th round in the match. And I think it was the health bars you were alluding to, Neon, that really were the difference. They just couldn't trade blow for blow in the pistols to finish things off there. Kim Cheese was just far too low on the HP to do anything. I think they had single-digit health in the end, so they end up getting taken down there. They do get the plant to come through, so they will actually buy a couple of pistols here. The Sheriff coming out for Luna with that extra cash in hand. They're able to do that without really risking their economy too much for the further bonus. We do see Orangutan now getting on to another aggressive line. Eddie Bird on this Reyna, we've mentioned it a few times, need to be aggressive with it, regardless of its attack or defense, and we're going to see them probably play off this drone. They're going to get a bit of information in towards tiles here, but no, the Reyna actually not tempted to come out, just want to sit back, wait for the smoke to fade, and they're going to find 2 openers.
Oh my god, but will they find any more damage? And now they've seen all 3 players. They're all going to be there. Eddie Birds finds a 3 en route for an ace if they can find it, but only 18 HP. But we're en route for it anyways. Are they going to rush for it? There's going to be one. Young goes down, but they want to give the ace. They want the highlight play. They're in the smoke. Will they get it? No, denied by Yopub. But they will go down at the end of the day in 10th round double digits for Orangutan Gaming.
Yeah, very, very well done there. Managed nicely, and again, I love it, the fact they've waited for the utility there, Eddie. Not only did they just wait for that drone to get the information, they didn't try to swing aggressively off it. They saw how many players were holding that dark cover, and they just said, okay, not worth it. Let's just wait for it to fade instead, and we'll take the fight at a longer range. It's exactly how they had to play that. They land the shots, and a very clean conversion here. Orangutan find their 10th. They are well and truly on the way to victory, but Optimus, to their credit, they will have a full buy to come through here. A lot of half armors, but no outlaw on the other side of things, so they won't have to worry about that situation.
Yeah, Eddie does have the Empress available, but Guardian probably not the most optimal gun to be using on, so I don't expect him to be pulling this. There's going to be Nacho spotted out. Oh, nice flick onto Clozo, trying to peek out, get that double swing, but Luna and Kim Cheese each finding a kill towards that mid side. And now they just have to clear this A site if they can control it because they have someone flanking. But Eddie, if they have anything to say about it, will find one more at the very least before they go down. Agonist with the Ares in hand finds one, finds two. Will they find a third? They will. Oh my gosh, unable to clear out the site, and Agonist feasting and beasting with the Ares.
I mean, the Ares is built different in NA. That was an insane spray down to come through there from Agonist, finding so much value in the end. 11 on the board here for Orangutan, and we are going to see a timeout come through. Optimus need to pump the brakes now. I'll be honest with you, they were in control of that round until they weren't. I mean, I know that sounds a bit silly to say, but that's kind of the only way I can explain it. They had the A site completely overwhelmed. There was only Agonist left with that Ares, and he found three. So, yeah, I don't know what this timeout's going to be about. Maybe, just a bit of a mental reset, maybe a bit of a tilt of that one, because I honestly think they actually played that round fairly well.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, they had the numbers advantage despite Eddie getting that first blood of the round. And they still decided to see if they could clamp down and challenge it. A little bit of a ego call there. They did manage to get Eddie, but like you said, Agonist left unchecked. No utility left to clear out that last position. I don't think they even had another smoke to clear out from heaven. So it was a little bit of a brute force play. So if it did work out, we wouldn't be talking about it in this sense, and would have been a great call. But like you said, winning until they weren't. It's just unfortunate for Optimus there. But credit where credit is due. Agonist, Ares in hand. Never seen an Ares look so good.
Let's kill this.
Yeah, I mean, now they will have the upgrade as well on the Vandal.
The hunt begins.
So that is going to be very, very handy here off the back of that bonus round, but it's closer to open things up. An aggressive B main fight doesn't go the way of the defense, and now the Jet and the Omen will end up falling. As we do see here, Luna walking in towards heaven ahead of the timing. Agonist not ready for it. Much better round here. Optimus, I mean, they're in control of this one, but I don't know if I want to call it just yet because we saw what happened last round.
Yeah, Young managed to find one at the very least. Looks like they are confident enough to at least try to go for a little bit more economic damage. Probably not go for a full-on clutch as they have four. You can even see on those x-rays, on those silhouettes, this crossfire just looking across from heaven. Even one person to see if they go swing wide by Kim Cheese. So right now, how slow, how well can they isolate these 1v1? So there's going to be the pick, but Nacho even down low from hell, dragging him to the depths. And Optimus finding a huge round there for themselves.
Yeah, that is very, very nice here. 11 on the board for Orangutan, but that is where they are held for now. Optimus hitting back here. I gotta say, both rounds, back-to-back rounds have looked good for them, like we talked about in the previous one there, where the Ares spray down came through. They've looked good. It looks like they do have a solid idea on how they want to take space here, especially towards this A main area. Been very, very dominant to start things off in this half, as we do see a little bit more of a passive hold now for the defense, not going for those early engagements towards B main. They are just going to let Eddie walk out here, take an aggressive line towards Catwalk, and hold that mid space.
Yeah, Kim Cheese again. Now they have the Neural Theft available. Other ults online. They do have the Hunter's Fury as well on closer for the attacking Sova. No ultimates on the side of Orangutan. So we'll see if they use that to open up or if they decide to use it for a post-plant play here. There's going to be the smoke that's right before the dark cover emerges. Eddie finding Luna. Beautiful headshot, and it immediately retreats away. Now, for the attackers now, left to wonder what to do with a person down.
Yeah, I mean, Luna's just been the spearhead for this team, haven't they? I mean, it's been really, really good to see all the players allowed to flow into the site off the back of that duelist coming through. And when you are playing the solo duelist, you've got to be winning those opening engagements, which they have been doing quite well on this attack. But now we're going to see Optimus ask the question, can you break into the site without that jet? Using that tailwind to break open the space. It is going to have to be a little bit more of a forced play here, playing potentially off of Yopub's flash onto the site here, try and find an entry at some point. As we can see, the A side heavily stacked for the defense. Is a clear protocol here. They want to try to play that retake on B. As Jasper is found towards mid. The neural theft is going to reveal the omen here. And yes, I love the play. Trying to get out, but no! I thought for sure they were going to be able to get out of the site with that shadow step. The warbang comes through instead. No smokes available to the defense on the retake.
And now person advantage for Optimus. Biggest information in hand after that neural theft as well. So they have an idea of all these players coming through onto the site. But look at this. None of them are in position to really trade out for each other. So they give up these 1v1s. It's going to be disastrous for the offense there. Look at them. They're just playing through. But doesn't matter. As Kimchi swinging out from market. 3 and 4 for them. Wow. Kimchi's time was immaculate.
That is insane there. The lurking Cypher finds 4. And there it is. There's the answer, right? Obviously, you lose your duelist. You can't just hit a site. You have to play the map a little bit differently, find some sort of timings. And Kim J's has been pretty quiet, I think it's fair to say, there in this map. But finally has their moment, comes in when needed most. And it is now 6 on the board for Optimus. Orangutan, they are going to be on a broken buy now, and they have forced up a couple of rifles here. If they lose this one and their economy is still shaky, all of a sudden this round lead they have could disappear pretty quickly.
Oh yeah, that's going to be the name of the game here. Of course, if you want to even thinking about winning the round, you got to find the damage first. Right now, as a defense, right? Look, you can see them grouping up together, giving up, deciding to might go for a stack here. As they try to see this utility be thrown out, dark cover is going to be used on both sides. Hunter Furies is going to be invested for the offense. Nacho finds one up on high. There's going to be Young finding one more as well. Jasper finds another one, so the defense holding strong thus far, even getting the ultimate in hand. Kim Cheese finds it, so they will be able to get the plants off. 3v3 with those guns taking this person down. Oh my goodness, there's going to be another kill for Yopub there. But blinking health bars for the defenders. They're not. Kim Cheese also not at full HP, but looking the wrong way. But it is planted for them on that Gen side. Do they have an idea? The lineups is going to be there from the looks of things. But right now doesn't quite need it as Yopub has it. Flash drive is going to be thrown out. Low-handed, underhanded tactics. Don't need it because Clozo is going to swing from A main.
Yeah, very, very nicely done there. It is 7 on the board, and round by round, Optimus are building their way back into this one. As Orangutan is starting to look a little bit shaky on their side holds, I think it's fair to say. I mean, they really have not really had too much of a response here as to what Optimus want to do. These lurking plays, the layers on those retakes as well, the flanks through mid, I think have been a key factor in Optimus' success in this attacking half. They just managed to find the timings here in the mid round especially, and Orangutan, they have been very, very focused over towards the A and B main of the area, but here is a new look for them. 3 players up towards mid. They're trying to dig out these lurks early on, and that is going to be the first taken down. Yopub will fall. And now with the defense having control of mid, they're going to go and be the ones on the flank here. They're trying to keep this Optimus post plant, if they do go into the A site, pretty one-dimensional. They try to fight back out towards it, but Eddie Bird is here, and he is fragging.
Oh my goodness, now they're just pinched in between a rock and a hard place. They have to find it. Util is already being used in the opposite direction. Young finds one, Clozo finally finds one back, but Kaitar and Master Young continuing to find it and fighting fire with fire. Orangutan Gaming puts themselves on game point.
Yeah, this is elimination now on the line for Optimus as well. And I've got to say, Neon, I love this game right now. The way both teams are playing. Orangutan, like I said, they've been falling to these lurks. They've been falling to these flanks. So their response, let's take the fight to them. We have double duels. We have a Reyna, right? Let's just use it. Let's get the Reyna aggressive, find that lurk. And then as soon as they do that, they're like, well, we have the space. Exactly. Let's utilize that as well. They pinch them, and that is such a well-played defensive round.
Yeah, with that said, we've seen now the duelists, when they find that space, I believe Eddie, it's the second time they've gotten first blood looking towards that tiles area across the way from Cat. So now it's going to be a matter of, will they continue this aggression? They will, but this time is going to be punished by Yopub. Flash on point. And now it's just going to be a matter of, with this person advantage for the offense this time around, knowing that Eddie is been taken off the table. Look at this. There's going to be a reaggress. Jaspi going to find this player of Kim Cheese, but Kim Cheese punishes him back, finds both, and the neural theft again, already online for the second time this half. Confirms where the defenders are. Where will they swing? Young, last person left. They're trying to find it. Luna does not get it, though. So they still left alive and holding on this A site. Asova anchor, not what you're used to, but it's what's happening.
Yes, indeed, as the B site. It's still being monitored by Agnes. Maybe the chance that they come back, but the spike is going to get taken down. Clozo will trade things out. It's a 3v1 here. Agnes, what have you got for us? Can you send Orangutan through to the next round, or will we remain on ascent? That is the question that is going to get answered in just a moment, as the Vice is coming up. Does have the Steel Garter to use. Would be a big investment here. I don't think they are going to use it in the end. They're going to be droned out. They will be found out as well. Kim Cheese will take the third pick of the round. The Cypher again through mid, slicing up this map. And Orangutan unable to find that match point.
Yeah, now once again put on a broken buy for the most part. 3 players will have a full buyout. Meanwhile, the other 2 left to see if what they can have. They have the Bladestorm available, 1 off for Jaspi there, so it won't be too much taken away from them in terms of fighting power. But look at this, 5-person through B main. This is going to be, I believe, the first time we've seen a team do this. But let's see if they get stopped by any of the util, but they will kind of find their and brute force their way through. They're going to throw it, and there's going to be the null drive. Agnes gets taken out. Luna's going to be the recipient of that. Meanwhile, Eddie's going to be down low, going to stop that KO, but they're going to res up their teammate despite going down. And the rest of the attackers each finding a kill as they enter the site. No one has fallen quite yet outside of that null drive res.
Spike planted.
Now, Kyle Tar with the ultimate in hand, dark cover available as well. Young with a Vandal, hard ask for them. At this point, stay alive, find some exit frags. Try to do as much economic damage as you can, but no one giving them an opportunity to even find a piece of contact until right there on the stairs. And right now, yeah, just gonna be a full save and live to fight another day.
I gotta say, I'm surprised that Young also went for that as well. Like, this team doesn't have too much money left to defenders. They probably could have used saving both the rifles, but anyway, they will end up saving one, so I guess it's better than none. As we do see the spike moments away from detonation. See whether or not Optimus can find him, but I don't think he's anywhere in danger. So we will see the rifle saved over. 9 rounds on the board now. Optimus starting to really find their groove on this attack side. We've seen this happen to them over a couple of times in these matches they've played, where they do get on a roll, they start to find their form, and it really just, it looks effortless the way that they play on this map. And so far, at the moment, the main identification we've already talked about is these mid plays, these frags in towards mid. Do they consider full saving here? I would love to see maybe a little bit of a light buy, which we are actually seeing from Orangutan. You're seeing Jaspi on that Marshall buy. Will have enough money for the operator in a future round, and I think that's going to be the response required.
Yeah, once again, they're trying to fight for this mid control. A little bit of contact made through Agnes, already taken out. With the Vice taken out early, there's no more utility to stop the flood from the side if they decide to do so. But the team is just not there, so the rotates will come through for the defense. Will Optimus Bigas get this read correct? Because they haven't played with speed, they haven't played with tempo, and they've given so much time for the defense to come through.
Yeah, but they should know that there's a response here from the defensive side. I mean, they are grouping up for this hit regardless. It looks like this could be a bloodbath coming our way now.
Oh my God.
They are just going to execute with all the defenders here.
Clozo is going to be the find, and Luna will find a second, so it does not matter that the defenders are rotated because the kills will come through anyways in favor of Optimus. Eddie's there, going to be able to find contact, but unable to find the kill.
Wow.
And a flawless for the attackers. They called the defenders over. They don't want to avoid the fight. They want the fight. Oh my gosh.
Yep, I guess when you have the better weapons, that kind of is the way to go. Just find the group of players, and I suppose the fact that it wasn't already a B stack meant there was no trap play set up. So, yeah, I kind of respect the attempt there coming out. The attackers able to just flood out and not even lose a single member is huge as well. Their economy now sky high. They will have enough of a buy for the last 2 rounds, should that end up going the distance. But here is the operator as well online here It is towards Catwalk, and it has been smoked off for now, so Jasper isn't going to be able to take advantage of this sightline for just the moment. But we are now seeing Agnes trying to escape this Hunter's Fury to come through. It is also a steel garden that is being used here by the Vice, attempting to try and get in towards this B site. Was Luna, but had to give up the space in the end. Now that this dark cover has faded, though, this duel between Kim and Jasper is going to decide a lot of success in this round.
We shall see as well. Meanwhile, on the A side, Eddie is going to be there in a perfect position in wine. Nacho, as soon as you see that gun model peek off from that corner, is going to be the green light for Eddie. There it is, 1 and 2 immediately shut down. And now the offense 3v5, 3v4 for the moment. Luna finding the kill
the spike
onto Agnes there. But like you said, the spike completely on the wrong side of the map, and from the shadows ult is going to use defensively. Going to be playing on that back boathouse. Hunter's Fury as well to buy some time, and a 3K I should say for Eddie.
30 seconds
Just
left.
gonna find it, but look
They're
at the
gonna plan
space
A.
made. Yeah, Clozo already trying to find some space, trying to find any information before they go down. So it's now tournament life on the line for Optimus Bigas. Kim Cheese has to go big here.
I mean, I respect what Kim's trying to do here, just setting up as the Cypher on the site. Don't know where to put the tripwires, and let's see if they can find any success, as the drone is going to find them here. The updraft comes through as well, but it is the Jet caught on the tripwire, but he was busy trying to get the cage activated. Jasper lands the headshot, the Bladestorm lands 13-10, and Orangutan, they take Ascent. I mean, by far, Neon, the most entertaining game of the day. Very, very good effort there by Optimus, but wow. I mean, what a first half that was the start of Orangutan's success. You got to say, full credits to them. Both teams on their attack looked extremely good.
Oh, absolutely. You know, we saw them stumble a little bit there in the second half, gave them a little bit room, a little bit of wiggle room for Optimus Bigas there, you know, forcing up a lot of rounds there. But once they had the full guns in their hand, it was just a matter of time for them. They felt confident going into it. And as we see, we're going to get that scoreboard for these players onto the stream right there. Luna and Eddie right there. We've seen how much damage these duels could do on both sides of the for their respective teams as duelists, and you could just see the confidence that they played with. It just emanated and spread to the rest of the team as soon as they got their opening kills in each round.
Yeah, 100%. That is a very, very nice game of Valorant wrapped up there, and I think the scoreboard is going to sum it up as well. I mean, Luna had the highlights coming through. There were so many good moments there for the attackers. But man, the defense, they do hold on, and I think Eddie was such a critical part of their success there on Ascent in particular. It is going to be a very, very tight and hard-fought 13-10 victory coming out for Orangutan and Optimus. I gotta say, that's a heartbreaker for them to go down in that fashion in the lower bracket, but hey, that's the competition. Sometimes there has to be a loser. So very, very well done. I was extremely entertained and satisfied with that game of Ascent to finish things off. We really did save the best till last, didn't we?
Oh, absolutely. Banger of a game for us, and it was a pleasure to be able to see these teams duke it out one more time, at least for their sake. And, you know, like we said, Orangutan, they keep their hopes alive, and they're going to push their hopes on to tomorrow and see if they can bring it on. Of course, they're going to have to run this gauntlet further through from the lowers. They won their first in the lowers. We'll see if they can continue it on into the next round. So, I mean, as far as that goes, I believe that's going to be it from us. I mean, as far as this to be looking forward, what do you expect from like Orangutan going into that, K-Man?
I mean, I'm expecting more wacky comps to come out from them for sure. I mean, I don't know what else they're going to bring out in these agent selects, but yeah, I mean, they've got a few more games now in the lower bracket. I think they got to win the next 4 games to make it all the way back up to the final. So we'll see whether or not they can make that lower bracket run here in the Giblet Gauntlet. But I mean, yeah, I'm excited to see it. I mean, that's my first day of watching NA, and I was definitely entertained. I was impressed with a lot of the gameplay that came out as well. And I mean, as these tournaments go on, naturally, just in any event, that you're going to get better and better gameplay, right? Because the better teams are going to be the ones left standing. So I'm excited to see what next week is going to bring, because it's only going to increase the quality from here.
Absolutely. So with that said, I mean, it should be a general wrap from us. And shout out to the production team supporting us on the back side of it. Kira Mitosa here on the cast as well. Appreciate all the support and our other POV. Make sure I get this Yuji on the POV perspective as well. So shout out to y'all supporting us here on this stream, on this branch of the Giblet Gauntlet. I mean, until next week, I suppose, K-Man.
Yep. Now, 100%. We'll be back for more action, but yeah, that is going to wrap things up here for the Giblet Gauntlet in our first week of competition. A lot of action did happen. I hope you guys enjoyed. We'll catch you in the next cast.